Hello, Andrew here for a video. I had an old computer laying around, so I wanted to see what I could do with it. So first things first, I got a graphics card, MSI Radeon R7 240. It's the low profile one because the case is a low profile. And it has a Pentium D 2.8 GHz and 4 GB of DDR2. So the reason why I didn't get a graphics card that's more powerful is because the processor is from 2006, I'm pretty sure. So it's old and I figure it's probably going to bottleneck it. So I have done some testing and I will show you the first thing.
First benchmark we have here is Geekbench. On the right is the Pentium G630 and on the left is the Pentium D in the red and orange. If you want to know more about these two processors, there'll be the first two links in the description. So there's quite a difference of a score between the two. So on to the next benchmark, Ice Storm Extreme. 3D Mark Ice Storm Extreme to be Pacific. So I've overclocked the graphics card and left at the reference setting. The overclock will be down in the description and possibly on the screen. Anyway, there's not too much of a difference here. Alright, here you can see the graphics scores and the physics scores for the overclocked and reference clocked. So, yeah, as you can see, the physics scores are quite low. Because they're quite low, you can tell that the processor is bottlenecking the system. They'd definitely be higher if we had a better processor on the system. So yeah, you can tell by the other physics scores being higher, even though it's just the integrated graphics that, yeah, it's because of the CPU. Anyway, moving on to the next, we have Firestrike. So again, we have the overclocked and the reference clocked. You can see there is a difference by about 300 points there. And then I have the graphics scores, the physics scores, and the combined score here. As you can see, the physics scores and the combined score actually increased a little bit, but it's in the margin of error for the physics score, but the combined score would actually benefit from the graphics because it is a combined score. So yeah, and now we have games. I've tested a couple. The first one is Rocket League. The maximum frames for the overclock was 52 and for the reference was 59, and the averages are about the same and the minimums were 0. When I get a test bench setup, I'm going to be very interested to see how the minimums change, especially because the processor is limiting it. So yeah. Alright, and here are the settings for Rocket League. Alright, the next benchmark we have is from a game called Factorio. So, it normally runs at 60 FPS the entire time. So what I did to kind of push the system a little bit more is I lit the entire factory on fire. So, yeah, there's the results from that. Yep, and here's the graphical settings. Yeah, so these are the only two games I benchmarked. I could have benchmarked Minecraft too, but that game's a little hard to benchmark since it's a sandbox game, kind of like Factorio is.
Another thing is the factorial graph looks a little bit different than the rest, if you didn't notice, but you probably did. It's because I used a different bar graph maker. Anyway, so I'm going to link some videos by Greenham Gaming in the cards and in the description. He did some videos with the Pentium D with a more powerful graphics card. So yeah, there's more benchmarks that he did. And yeah, you should check him out. He's a pretty cool guy, I would say. Anyway, bye.